Hybrids and electric cars have led the automobile industry's green movement for many years. The argument between hybrid and all-electric cars is becoming more heated as the globe moves towards more environmentally friendly modes of transportation. Toyota, a trailblazer with its renowned Prius, adopted a hybrid-first strategy. But as EV giants like Tesla gain popularity, one question has to be asked. Was Toyota's approach the right one all along? Welcome to our channel. Today, we'll explore the age-old question of hybrid versus electric vehicles, along with whether Toyota was carried all along. Now let's find out. Toyota has a reputation for being slow to adopt electric vehicles. In fact, the car maker is the third largest lobbyist against EVs, and has even been known to oppose climate efforts. However, there has been a change in the sector as a result of the recent EV market crisis. While Rivian and Lucid are losing money on each vehicle they sell, Tesla's deliveries are declining and the business has laid off 10% of its worldwide workforce. Concerning EVs, Ford alone lost $4.7 billion last year. On the other hand, Toyota's vehicle sales reached a record high in 2023, with 11.23 million automobiles sold, and the corporation made $31.8 billion in net profits in the previous year. Toyota's stock is reaching new all-time highs thanks to these strong fundamentals, while the rest of the sector is struggling because of high interest rates. It begs the question of whether Toyota was right about EVs all along, avoiding a short-term bubble, or whether they will soon be destroyed during the EV slump. Toyota's successful performance may imply that they have a better understanding of the industry and a well-thought-out strategy, rather than following the hype. It also shows that established car manufacturers with a diversified portfolio have the resources to weather industry downturns. However, the EV market is still evolving, and the industry may change once again. Toyota may need to eventually adapt to an electric future, but their ability to time it correctly, avoiding the early growing pains of the industry, has put them in a better position than most. The lack of EV adoption by Japanese automakers may also be a reflection of the Japanese market's slow pace in embracing EVs compared to other regions. Regardless, Toyota's success in the current market demonstrates the importance of consistent financial performance for sustainable growth. Was the intention biased? However, Toyota's former CEO, Akio Toyoda, had publicly expressed that electric vehicles are overhyped and will face challenges in terms of high cost and lack of supporting infrastructure. However, this view does not give a complete representation of Toyota's stand on EVs, as it shows a bias due to Japan's energy struggles. Being a small island state, Japan has always faced significant challenges in energy production, with a lack of crude oil or natural gas pipelines, and no natural resources available locally. As a result, the majority of energy consumption in Japan has to be imported, with shipments of crude oil and other fossil fuels by cargo ships making up 94% of the country's energy supply. In such an unstable energy production environment, Japan has often had to request its citizens to conserve energy to avoid blackouts. As a company that's deeply rooted in Japan, Toyota is well aware of the country's energy struggles, which makes the automaker quite biased towards its views on EVs. Despite facing energy challenges, Japan wasn't always as energy dependent as it is today. While energy imports have been a majority source for Japan for a long time, its dependency was only around 94% in recent years. In the past, Japan had clean energy sources like nuclear power, and at one point, it was one of the largest nuclear powerhouses globally. Nearly one-third of Japan's electricity was generated from nuclear power. During this period, Japanese automakers focused on hybrid vehicles to further reduce oil imports and maximize their energy independence. Investing in electric cars seemed to be the perfect solution in a world with ever-increasing oil prices. However, things took an unexpected turn for Japan when the Fukushima nuclear disaster occurred in 2011. Ever since Japan's struggles with energy supply have magnified, the country is now pushing for renewable energy options to reduce its dependency on imported oil. In 2011, Japan was hit by a massive tsunami and earthquake that led to the Fukushima nuclear disaster. The disaster forced the evacuation of 154,000 people and is the second worst nuclear disaster next to Chernobyl. In the aftermath of the event, Japan substantially cut back on its nuclear power production, with nuclear power accounting for 0% of the country's electricity generation in 2014. Although Japan's energy dependence increased, it did not turn the country against electric vehicles entirely. Instead, Japan's discovery of massive fire ice deposits surrounding the country's ocean floor led to a shift toward hydrogen as a fuel source. Japan's fascination with hydrogen has led to the country's commitment to spend 15 trillion yen on hydrogen initiatives, making it the first country to create a national hydrogen strategy. Toyota, Japan's largest company, is playing a critical role in promoting the national vision. Toyota has thrown its weight behind promoting hydrogen adoption, offering substantial discounts and incentives, including giving away the Mirai hydrogen car nearly for free. By avoiding electric cars and leaning into hydrogen promotion, Toyota was not pursuing a 200 IQ strategy. It was positioning itself to benefit Japan. In turn, consumers are also on board with hydrogen cars for different reasons. Japan is hoping to reduce its dependence on oil imports and become a dominant player in the hydrogen fuel industry. In support of hybrids, Toyota was slow to embrace electric vehicles and only introduced their first mass-market EV in mid-2022, years after launching the hydrogen-based Mirai in 2014. However, the company has consistently invested in hybrid technology, building on the success of the Prius. Today, hybrids have transformed from geeky to trendy and represent one of the hottest products in the automotive market. In 2023, hybrid sales increased by 76% compared to 2022, which highlights consumer concerns about moving to fully electric vehicles. For many, hybrids offer the best of both worlds. Traditional hybrids never need charging, as the battery can be replenished through regenerative braking. This technology improves fuel efficiency to 45-50 miles per gallon. But the buzz is around plug-in hybrids, offering a more modern version of hybrids. Plug-in hybrids, or PHEVs, are becoming increasingly popular among drivers who want a car that runs on both electricity and gasoline. These vehicles have relatively small batteries, which can power the car for about 25 to 50 miles on a single charge. For most commuters, this is more than enough for their daily needs, meaning they can rely on electricity for their day-to-day transportation without worrying about range anxiety. Unlike pure electric vehicles, PHEVs switch to a gasoline-powered engine once the battery runs out of power. This allows them to achieve impressive range numbers, often between 400 to 600 miles on a single tank of gas. It's the best of both worlds, offering drivers flexibility and peace of mind. Chinese automakers, led by BYD, are currently the top producers of PHEVs globally, while Toyota is the leader in Western markets. Many legacy automakers like GM and Ford skipped over PHEVs in favor of betting big on EVs, which have yet to be widely adopted by consumers. As a result, some companies like GM are backtracking on their EV stance and focusing on hybrid technology. This shift in strategy has caused the stocks of EV-only companies like Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid to drop significantly, while PHEV makers like Toyota are seeing success. Overall, the popularity of PHEVs highlights the desire for a more flexible approach to sustainable transportation. While EVs continue to gain traction, it's clear that PHEVs offer a viable solution for those who aren't ready to make the switch to pure electric vehicles just yet. The future of EVs. Toyota's decision to focus on hybrids instead of fully electric vehicles, EVs, may seem like a misstep, but the reality is more complicated. While EVs are the inevitable future, the adoption curve has not been as fast as enthusiasts hoped for. Concerns about charging times, infrastructure, range anxiety, and cold weather have made many people reluctant to make the jump to EVs. Instead, they are opting for hybrids or plug-in hybrids. This reluctance to switch to EVs is understandable, given the current state of the market. EVs only account for 1% of all vehicles on US roads. Initiatives to push for all new lightweight vehicle sales to be zero emission by 2035 are simply not realistic. The hassle of EVs is a bigger concern for the average person than EV makers expected. Toyota, however, has always been in the commoditization business rather than the innovation business. They specialize in bringing developed technology to consumers with better affordability and reliability. The decision to focus on hybrids has put Toyota in a strong position in the current EV environment, giving them plenty of time to pivot to EVs when the market is more mature. Toyota's decision may turn out to be the right one in the long term. They may be early to the EV market rather than late, and their experience with hybrids gives them an advantage in developing and producing EVs with better affordability and reliability. In short, Toyota is doing what it always does, bringing developed technology to consumers reliably and affordably. So, yes and no. Toyota was not exactly right about EVs, but they may be right in their approach to the market. Only time will tell if their decision to hold out on EVs was the right one. We appreciate you watching to the very end. To ensure you don't miss any videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. You should also make sure the notification bell is on.